What are your thoughts on AI, artificial intelligence, and how it's going to affect humanity?
It's going to change it. Now, you must understand you've developed so much technology, you all have, and you're human, so you've developed things that are going to help you create something better. The problem is you're humans, and so
Mhm.
some of you will use it in ways that do not serve you. And so you're going to figure out your governments are trying to do this now. They're trying to find the correct ways of monitoring it, and people are really freaked out at this point about what may happen. But you all have more ability than any technical thing that exists in your world because you have consciousness. Your consciousness can take you above anything that exists that you create as humans in this physical world. It's the same thing in your bodies and in your health. Yes, you use your medicines and you use operations, use all those things to correct your physical bodies, but ultimately you begin to understand that you could do it with your minds. And so people who are going to use AI, hopefully they will, if they have developed within themselves this ability to understand that anything they want to create is for the good of all, it would be wonderful for you all because it'll help your humanity progress and become more. But you will have to go through this period of figuring out how you can monitor it, how you can control it so that you don't allow the energies, the lower vibrational energies of those who might use it start to fool you, which is already happening. You'll see finding news reports that are made up from artificial intelligence that many of you will follow. So, which means you've got to start trusting your heart, going inside and knowing that you have the guidance to take yourself to the next level of your experience. And so that stuff won't affect you. But your society as a whole will have to deal with this particular new invention that you're all bringing into the world.
You've spoken about ancient history a few times in this conversation. I'd love to ask you a question that has stumped so many for so long.
Mhm.
How were the pyramids made?
They were made from dimensions that you don't understand. You have civilizations that had a higher awareness. They're gone. You've lost civilizations, by the way. There have been
Mhm.
other civilizations that have existed. None of you remember because you didn't quite do those the correct way. When you have this debate about Atlantis, for instance, you don't completely understand that, and some people think it didn't happen, it never existed. You have no idea of all the things that exist in other galaxies throughout your universe. Let's say you live in your limited earth in which you're trying to make ascend to a higher level of being, and so you use those things that happened before, and the pyramids were that because you're still trying to figure out how you created them. We've brought that up many times because we wanted you to know that you have so much more ability than you know because it's been in existence forever. You're just accessing, you allow yourselves to access as much as you want within this particular incarnation. On January 1st of 2012, we gave you a message that said infinite intelligence, because we wanted you all to understand that you do have it. It exists in the ethers, so to speak, that you can access with your mind. This is why all of the work we have given you is about mindset, where you can understand how you use your mind to access all kinds of ancient information. Roger didn't want to do this. We took him back to his memory, and he had help. You all need help sometimes. So he had readings done that would give him confirmation. You all want confirmation about who you are. None of you have to go back there if it's not on your particular evolutionary path in this incarnation. However, just understand that for you, that there's information available in your consciousness that is universal that you can access when you allow yourself to open to that information.
Well, how far back do we go? Because we've been told it's only 6,000 years, which I don't think is very true as far as
That's
humanity is concerned. How far,
this
I
is
mean, how far back do we go, sir?
You have trouble with linear time.
Yes.
Because you all think that you only structure your physical life experience by dates and all of that. And we've used that. We've given you, this is why many of you can understand why we gave Roger the dates, because we wanted to use them. In the last couple of years, we've been taking you back just 10 years, but we started giving you information that you could understand in 2012, but we did it back then, but you're understanding it today, meaning that you shift into a different level of consciousness. You can move your awareness to different dimensions, and that's how you improve and evolve in yourself and your world. And those dimensions have exist now. And you've had many people coming into your world who have brought you this information. We love using the Eckhart Tolle, the author who wrote The Power of Now. He was one of the messengers that was attempting to give you all, the experience to know that you exist in this moment. We also use Seth, who came about a long time ago through James Roberts, of course, and they said your point of power is in the present. You see, so everything is existing in this moment. And if you can just bring yourself into this moment and only think about that, that's where all your power is, because you're creating from now. Any thought that you think in this moment is creating your future. And you're all doing that, and you're doing it collectively. And the world will turn out depending on the quality of the energy that you each decide to contribute. And you can only contribute the energy of light and love when you decide to love who you are and move through your restrictions.
To watch the full video, click on the link below, and don't forget to subscribe.